There is no outlet for my love of the sport, and very few people I can talk to about it. It's more me talking at people when I get the chance to waffle on about it and how it's the best sport ever. And not even being based in the capital, I don't even live near any other Broncos fans. The only person I would have been able to have a really good chat about the game sadly doesn't follow it as much as they did. My uncle, who introduced me to it, is one of those many London supporters that drifted away from the club after the way that the last few years went on and off the field. I must admit, I'm going to see if I can entice him to Ealing one day this season whilst the lads are still putting the effort in. So being able to listen to you guys and the others is a nice way of feeling part of the game as a whole. Plus, it's a right touch that you guys are doing your weekly nod to the amateur game down south, considering just how much it has expanded over the last few years. Guess this is just an expanded way of saying bravo, gents. Keep up the good work. Here's to 100 more. P.S. I'll tell Dean you said hi.
Hey,
there you go.
That's fantastic. Thank you very much indeed.
Another email from Chris McEwen.
Let me know how you're doing in terms of your general health if you want me to tag in for a call, by the way. You're doing brilliantly.
There we go, we're flying.
Keep it up.
He said, firstly, well done on the 100. I joined during the playoffs in your first season and haven't missed an episode since. I'm also chuffed to have been able to meet you both and have a nice pint. Hopefully this can be repeated in the non-too-distant future.
And hopefully I won't be quite so smashed next time as well.
Do you know what I'd like to do with Chris? I'd like to go and watch a Lancashire game, like a 2020 game. Or
is he a cricket fan as well?
He's a cricket fan. If anything, he's probably bigger into his cricket, isn't he? He plays for a local team down where he lives and stuff. I think that would be a cool afternoon out with Chris. He said, you asked about my views on the 40-20 after I said I think it should be scrapped. My ill thought out and whole-filled reason is as follows. I don't like that a team can defend well enough to keep a team within their own 40 metres for them to be able to have a hoof and hope that basically gives them massive metres upfield. The defending team get little reward for forcing a kick from within their own half. I know there is a counter-argument that to kick a 40-20 takes great skill. Fair enough. Let's say it does take great skill. Therefore, why do we only reward that skill in that particular area of the field? If it is kept in, why can't it be a 50-10 or a 30-30? You could even go back to 20-40, 10-50, 0-40 as the distance it's kicked is still the same. So surely requires the same skill. I know a lot of people like the rule, and it's not like it's an overly controversial rule, so I have no issue with it being in, would just prefer it wasn't. Perhaps I'm just so cynical. All the best, lads, and keep up the good work. Great work. Best wishes, Chris Mc, in brackets, you choose the rest.
Oh, there you go.
He's submitting.
He's submitting. I will continue to fight for the McKeowns, even when McKeowns refuse to do so.
Right.
He does make a very good... He actually makes quite a cogent argument, doesn't he, in some respects?
He does in some respects, but I disagree with it entirely.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to get rid of it either. I'm just reading it written down. You think, well, that makes a lot of sense.
I also disagree with his argument about why can't it be all these different ones. The fact that it's just 40-20 actually makes it more of a skill because you have to have more field awareness, more game awareness. Also, he's sort of saying it's a hit and hope, but by the very nature of how few of these kicks are made in a season. Successful. It is.
Yeah,
still,
it's a low percentage, isn't it?
And normally, people would kick it and it would get caught somewhere. And sometimes, even when you're kicking from in your own territory, the kick is under pressure. You don't have the time to find a touchline or anything like that. And actually, what you do end up getting a lot of the times with 40-20 attempts is when the ball is taken on the fly by one of the back three of the opposing team, they have 20 yards before they're even touched by the opposing team often. So I think the risk-reward balance of it for me is right. If you start making it, you can kick it from anywhere, then it does become hit and hope because you're just hoofing the ball towards the sideline whenever you're in a patch of trouble. And
there's a version of rugby that will cater to that.
Yes.
But not ours?
No.
Absolutely. Okay, fantastic.
Sean Orton got in touch by email as well. He said, congrats on episode 100. I've enjoyed listening to probably every one of them, and you've replaced Fire Up as my favourite RL podcast. Fire Up's an RL one, isn't it? Hopefully, I should be able to meet up at Coventry, as I've just discovered that the Rugby League World Cup qualifying match at Lee seems to have been moved to the Friday night. So that's freed up my Saturday for the Four Nations.
Superb.
That'd be brilliant.
That would be amazing. Meeting everyone's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, we met Sean, didn't we? But probably not for us. We didn't get to watch a game with Sean. Yeah. I think that would
have been the next thing. Yeah, absolutely. It was not a rush job at Leeds, but it was good. There was a lot of people, and it was kind of that busy pub and stuff.
Yeah.
This way we'll at least be able to coordinate things a touch better. But no, it'd be good to properly chew the fat with Sean, wouldn't it?
Someone else who we hopefully get a bit of time with at Cov will be Mark Dixon. He said, "Great 100th episode, guys. I really enjoyed it. The remixed Ask SLP was a brilliant touch, and I was made up to hear a few of my questions in there. Mm-hmm. The answers to the top 5 chocolate bars had me hopping around my kitchen with glee. Your recommendations. Have you ever seen Another Bloody Sunday in the 1980 documentary about Doncaster? Probably a novice question, but on the off chance you haven't, I highly recommend it. It's on YouTube in 6 parts.
It's not a novice question. I haven't seen it.
No, I've not seen it. I mean, I've had other people suggest watching it to me, but it's not something I've got round to yet. But thanks for that input, Mark. That's cool. Right, a question here from Paul Michael Craig. He said, whereabouts on the ladder does Trin have to finish for Chris Chester to get Coach of the Year?
Right. 4th or higher, but other people have to not do as well as they've been doing.
If he finishes in the top 6 and Hull or Catalan don't make the grand final, then he's got a great chance. If
top 4.
If Hull or Catalan win a trophy, I don't feel like anyone else will be getting it other than one of those 2 head coaches.
If Hull or Catalan win a trophy, a lot of awards and things are going to go to their players and staff, aren't they?
I would think so, yeah.
But that's not taking anything. Chris Chester has done, quite frankly, an absolutely remarkable job in his time at Wakefield.
Oh, unbelievably so. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
super coach Chris Chester, who, let's call a spade, we were sort of laughing a bit derisively at when he was appointed, and sort of thought, well, who's going to get Wakefield out of this trouble? Chris Chester. And I was certainly guilty of that, and thought maybe it was mark time till Dad comes back and Uncle John Keir takes over and just makes it right. But Chris Chester has come in and shown that maybe it's not Hull KR, maybe it's not him, maybe it's Hull KR.
Well, what it does speak at is the players inside the Hull KR setup and what sort of attitude do they have, because they look like they weren't coached how to defend, they weren't coached how to organise themselves, and they barely could be asked getting on the pitch every other week.
But all evidence to the contrary at Wakefield.
Exactly. Colin Render said, stat challenge for you, just wondered which team may have been affected by injuries the most this season. Thought you could see how often each player from the 1 to 13 in each squad have played. I know it might not be able to factor in suspension, squad rotations, etc., but it might give a clearer view on who has been affected the most with players out.
I'm assuming he's asking this question suspecting that the answer is Leeds and therefore can sleep a little easier at night.
Yeah, well, he can't because they weren't.
No.
So I did this because it wasn't actually as hard as I thought it would be at first, because I realised I've got the squad list. All I have to do is filter out that from my combined players, spreadsheets, and filter out those players and count up how many they played. So I didn't write it down on the rundown, but I've got the message somewhere that I sent back to Carl.
The stuff you can do with spreadsheets is probably to your thinking not that impressive, but it sounds impressive to me.
So basically, in most games to lowest, there's a couple of caveats to note. Huddersfield don't have a squad number 11 and their squad number 13 left, although he had played in almost every game when he did leave, or he played in a lot of the games when he did leave, Lauren Patrick. I've not included him. I've included squad numbers 14 and 15. 15 being Sam Wood, who's missed a lot of time through injury. So is it Sam Wood? The hooker.
He's not a hooker.
/ halfback, that guy.
I thought Sam Wood was a centre.
Oh, that's the young guy, isn't it, then? Who am I thinking of? Anyway, 15...
Keogh Carlisle?
No, no, not him. The halfback, Kyle Wood. So him came into it, and squad number 14, which is Daniel Smith. So actually, those 2 players have missed a lot of games.
Yeah.
Probably more than the lack of a number 11 and Lauren Patrick had played. Widnes as well had their squad number 12 allocated to Danny Tickle. Now obviously he never performed for the club this year, so I've foregone him and used number 14, which is Chris Dean.
Okay.
But going through them all from most 1 to 13 match appearances to least, Warrington with 160, Widnes with 152, Catalan with 146, Salford with 142, Cass 135, Hull FC 130, Saints 126, Wakefield 123, Huddersfield 120, Hull KR 119, second from bottom Leeds 112, and with the least matches played by squad numbers 1 to 13, Wigan 101. This was before the Magic Weekend.
Okay.
Wigan would still have the least after the Magic Weekend,
right?
But it'd be a slightly smaller gap, but not much smaller, to be completely honest.
There you go.
Yeah, if I did it 1 to 17, I suspect Wigan would jump up a bit because Bateman, Clubb, Powell, and Mossop have all played in quite a large number of the games.
Yeah.
Having said that, Leeds would have someone like Garber, who I think missed his first game of the season at Magic, maybe, and the big Cumbrian lad, Singleton. He's played a lot of games as well. So I think it would stay in a similar-ish order, if I'm completely honest.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. So there's just no excuse for Leeds, is there?
No, Lee Whitnell said, following on from the RL player fight to the death conversation, if you could pick one person to get smashed by a player of your choice, who would you choose? I'd love to see David Cameron, decked out in his old Etonian rugger kit, take a hit from Earl Crabtree. I would actually pay good money to see that. They should do it at half-time at the grand final. What about you boys?
Oh, see, I could have thought of a comedy answer to this, but I'd just quite like to see it happen to Kate and Jerry McCann. I don't want to take it too political, but that was my immediate thought. I think those neglectful bastards need to have a fucking smashing of some kind, since, in my humble opinion, the British justice system seems to not want to do anything in the face of glaring evidence against them.
Fair enough.
So there you go. So, not the answer you would normally expect from me. Tom will come up with something. No, fuck it. Kate and Jerry McCann, mate.
Okay, I would... Well, on Lee's part, I don't think Earl Crabtree would necessarily want to deck David Cameron. I have a sneaky feeling that Earl Crabtree...
Secret Tory?
Yeah. Definitely. But also...
He's got quite a long public
Earl likes to portray himself as like a friendly, gentle giant kind of character, so I don't think he'd actually give it full welly either. Yeah. And he's a bit of a self-publicist with his wanting to go into the media roles and all that.
Yeah.
So I don't feel he'd really smash him hard enough. What? So I'd need someone really fucking unhinged to have a go at Cameron.
Well, here's what you do. You get him to go around Sam Barlow's house and try and give him a drugs test.
There you go. That's more where I would look for if we're going to be going at someone you don't like. No, anyone, really, instead of it being like, someone political, anyone who posts on Facebook when they're out for a meal with their significant other and uses the term, just out for a meal with this one, fuck off. I'll send a whole rugby team at all of you knobheads who do that. And that winds me up so much. I don't know why. It doesn't annoy me as much if people do it about kids or friends, but couples, it just winds me up. Don't know why.
Yeah.
Really winds. This one, fuck off.
Yeah.
Do you see one of our mutual friends is, I assume, now significant other half, posted one the other night, I think it was last week, out for a late birthday meal with this one, and I was like, fuck off.
No, who was that?
Mark. It doesn't matter, he doesn't listen to the show. No one else will know him. Mark Wilson.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Was he out with his now significant? Oh, right, fair enough.
Yeah.
It's a bit tasteless, I would have suggested, but okay.
Well, anything that says this one is...
Yeah, absolutely. Although, considering the source, I'm entirely unsurprised.
But I see plenty of it.
Yeah.
Plenty of it, and it winds me up. So anyone who does that, I would send the Lee Centurions front row at them. Wally Frogmore says, since the Super League pod lads have said I'm a grub on Twitter, I feel it's the right time I can follow people on here now, so that they know, now that they know the truth.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go, yeah. Get on board that scumbag if you want to see some...
You'll see some quality trolling.
Some porn and some trolling and all of that. But, occasional insights as well on Rugby League. Yeah, he's a good follow. I'll give him that.
Yeah, he's an exceptionally good follow.
Yeah. Dave Cantrell said, I was playing at the Hamburg Go tournament. This is why he was in Hamburg last week.
It's amazing.
Go is an ancient oriental board game, also known as Wiki or Baduk. I've probably pronounced both of those wrong.
They're very rare. There ceases to be a month that goes by where Dave Cantrell doesn't make me think that in one respect or another I am utterly wasting my existence, because he does so much cool stuff and he often inspires me at these brief points in time, and then it's something that is fleeting because then Game of Thrones is on, or
But the thing is, he'll also find time to watch Game of Thrones.
I know. If I continue to feel this way and feel this kind of up and down version of like inspiration then guilt, inspiration then guilt, by the time it gets to New Year, my New Year's resolution is going to be more like Dave Cantrell. Absolutely, because I find that this is sensational stuff. And thank you for letting us know what you're up to.
I think I've heard